Hey everybody, how we doing? Well, sun is out, more rain again last night, and boy, we have had plenty of rain. I think now, the last month or so, I think I figured out it's got to be somewhere around 11, 12 inches of rain, something like that. Let's go out and see the rams here. Get over the fence, the gate. Ewes are out in one of the far pastures. I told you we were going to talk about rams, and that's what we'll do today. So, guys are out here. They're out there. Yeah, I know. They're a long way out. Let me tell you, trying to get video of rams or pictures is about impossible. They love to stand in a group. They always want to be right tight in a group. They get their head to the ground. If they're out in the pasture, they're either grazing constantly or laying down as they are today. They always seem to be in a group. And if you bring them in on a dry lot, put them in on a dry lot and figure, I'll get some video of them there. No, they all stand in a bundle again with their noses down to the ground, and you can't see anything. So that is part of trying to deal with rams. They are just tough to do video of. So, and I know you like to see the videos of the rams and get good pictures of them. It's just hard to do that sometimes. So anyway, so let's discuss a little bit. I'm going to hang you up. And most of what I'm going to talk about is going to be for, again, if you're new to it, you don't have a ram yet, you're just starting to get sheep. Maybe you got one last year, he's a year old this year. And even, I have to say, in my experience, Stoney's 3, so he's the ram that I've got that's the oldest, so I don't have experience with real old rams either. So, but it's different. Having rams is just a little bit different. And I tell you what, rams are kind of like kids in a sense. There's an old saying, you can have a child, be a mother or a father and have a child, but you don't become a parent until you had two. And you know what? Rams are kind of like that. There's one set of problems that come up when you have one ram. You've got one, he's by himself, or maybe you've got a goat or a wether or something you put with him so he's not all by himself. But it isn't until you have two rams. And all of a sudden with two rams, now you got a new set of problems that you didn't have when you just had one. And beyond that, when you have three or more, the problems even become more. Such as two rams fighting. And they seem to fight all the time. I hate to think it's worse in the fall, but there's always a little scuffling going on. But when you get two, they're just fighting. That's fine. Two rams fight, you're going to have it. But I'll add that third or that fourth ram, and guess what? Somebody's always got to try to take the cheap shot. So the other day, two of them got their horns locked, and here comes Lomax. Take advantage of the situation. Try to get a few licks in real quick when he could. That's part of having more than two. So one ram has a set of problems, two rams is going to give you something different, 3 and 4 is going to give you something different. And I know somebody that is raising growers, and he's been picking up all kinds of rams, and I can't remember if the other day if he told me he had 50 or 60 on hand. I thought, oh my God, what it must be like around that place, constantly having rams going at it one after another when you got that many. So let's talk about individual rams and something to look for with your rams. If you have ram lambs or whatever, you're going to start deciding who to keep or whatever. And that is, everyone's a little bit different. Let's go down. I'm just going to take the 4 we have. I got Stony, the black and white, and I got the white one. I haven't got a name for him yet. Anybody give me a name for that white ram? All right, he is out of a Rocky Daughter. And he does have a little brown on the back of his neck, but he's basically white. I was thinking White Rock, but anybody give me an idea? I need a name for him. But let's look at the rams. I'm going to take Stony, and I'm going to take the white one. They have probably the most laid-back dispositions. They don't care about much of anything. And one's a yearling and one's a 3-year-old, but they kind of act the same way. Both willing to back off, both willing to give me space. Neither one very aggressive. I can't say either one of them has much aggression to them. So that's kind of what I would call their temperament. Now let's take Lomax and Taz. Taz, I don't know about Taz. He's still a yearling, where Lomax is a 2-year-old. Taz, I think, is going to be like Lomax. I'm not sure yet, but from what I've seen of him so far, he's going to be a little more. Lomax is a little more aggressive. He's the one, you saw the video, he's got to take a shot. He's always trying to get himself between other rams. If he's got a situation he wants, he tries to be in control of that. He's a little more aggressive. And of the 4 rams in that pen, he's the one I trust the least. I'm not saying he's mean. In breeding season, he and I kind of faced off a little during breeding season, but I consider a ram's temperament at breeding season to be totally different from his temperament the other 10 months out of the year. I think that's totally different, so I'll never fault a ram for his disposition during breeding season. Too many hormones in there for him to be rational. But Lomax is the one I would least trust. I never turn my back on him. You don't want to turn your back, period, but never on him. He's just that way. So, was you looking for rams and temperament? I'd rather have Stoney's temperament. I'd rather have the white ram's temperament than I would Lomax. I like Lomax. He's got his other things going for him. He's a fast grower on the horns, and I like everything. But if I'm coming down to temperament, he's probably the last one, because just for that situation. And speaking of that, what you can get into that. Not too long ago, I had somebody I've known for quite a while, basically through Facebook, but with the sheep. And I noticed he was gone for a while, and I didn't know why, and he got hurt. And he got hurt from a ram. And we discuss this all the time. Don't turn your back, and this and that, and everybody, okay, yeah, I got to be careful. And we get a little complacent in it. And I think in this situation, it's probably what happened here. He's had the ram for quite a few years. The ram is, I don't want to say he's really aggressive, but hasn't shown a tendency to be that bad until the day he turned. And out of the clear blue sky, with no hint, no idea it was coming, he turned. If I remember right, a broken foot, broken leg, dislocated hip, broken ribs, punctured liver, cut liver, lacerated liver, and a concussion. That was all that did it up by the time he finally got done with that ram. Or the ram got done with him, I guess I would say. It's not just that they can hit you and, okay, I've seen guys, got hit and you messed your knee. I mean, here's broken, dislocated, broken ribs and lacerated livers, all kinds of stuff. That's what they can do to you. So never ever trust them. That's for sure. We've always discussed it, but that's something I want to get across too. Don't ever trust them. Hey, let's walk up the pasture real quick and take a look at the ewes. All right, we'll head out to the ewes. Now there's a few other things about rams while we're walking our way out here that can be a little bit different in some, and some others you can keep an eye. If I'm talking about, again, Stony or the white ram, I don't see them butting their head or rubbing their head up against stuff as much. Lomax is big on that. Lomax has got his 2 or 3 posts picked out that he likes to do that a lot. Rubbing his head, beating his head against them. I got some tires. I had a black and white ram I sold not too long ago. He loved the corner of the new ram shed that I built last year. You could always hear him butting his head on the ram shed. He loved that. Sorry, Nancy, but guess who's coming? Bottle babies. Hi, bottle babies. How we doing? Getting some grass? Uh-oh, you got everybody else coming now. Here comes everybody else. Getting everybody else coming. Boy, they're getting big. Look at that horns on that one right there. Yes, some of you guys are getting kind of big, aren't you? Getting kind of big. What do you think? Here, look at this guy coming up. Little Lomax. Yes, that's Little Lomax. Oh, everybody's going to head past me. Everybody's going to head back to the barn. Well, they think. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, again, the black and white ram that I sold. Again, Nancy, sorry about that if he's beating on your barn. That's one happened to pick a spot on the side of one of the metal buildings, and that's where he was going to beat his head. Even though he was the only one that did it, nobody else did stuff like that. He was the one that picked that. And if there's any consolation, Nancy, if you're watching this, I've been told his brother in Tennessee does the exact same thing. That's the only two I've ever had that really concentrate on a corner of a building. I guess they love to hear the tin when they hit the tin on the metal building. But I've only had two do it, and they happen to be brothers. But another thing, you just never know with the Rams, what are they going to pick to beat their head on? They're going to do it. They're definitely going to do it. They're all going to do it. So try to find one that doesn't pick something that's loud, I guess. Anyway, pasture's doing good. They've been eating it down, but we've been turn you this way instead. Plenty of rain. So there's still grass out here for everybody. I am rotating them today because it's growing pretty fast. What I'm doing now is I'm rotating them every 2 days. They get this section of pasture they're in. This is their first day in here. They'll get here 2 days, and as soon as they're done, I'll move them over here. Then they move over there, and then they'll go back and we'll start the rotation all over again. So we're doing that. And I'll tell you what, next video, we're going to discuss the electric fencing out here. I did this now, next month it'll be 2 years that I've had this up. And we're going to kind of discuss that, show you again what I did, how it's worked for me the last 2 years, and how things are going, to give you an idea in case you need to put some electric fence up for yourself. Maybe we can help you with a few ideas to show you what I did here. Otherwise, for now, hey, we'll see you in a couple weeks.